All right, guys, so the next few days are going to be absolutely unbearable because all the media is going to talk about is January 6th. And it's basically like a holiday for these people, right? It really is. Specifically, networks like MSNBC, who already talk about January 6th every single day. So tomorrow will be better than Christmas for them, right? It will literally be a holiday for MSNBC. That is all they'll talk about. And for whatever reason, they haven't figured out that nobody in this country really cares about January 6th anymore. Even the people that claim they care about it, they really don't care because they understand that the aftermath of January 6th was nothing, right? Nothing actually happened, right? There was no real lasting effect at all. But they have to push the narrative, right? That democracy is under attack. And today we're talking about the liberal view, as they have already gotten started on January 6th coverage. And as you can expect, it is unbearable, right? However, Miss Ana Navarro, the liberal Republican on The View, said some things I just got to address. Because the whole point of the conversation is supposed to be about the dangers of conspiracies about the election. But at the same time in which Ana Navarro is talking about this, she's also pushing her own election conspiracies in which she falsely claims that Trump was illegitimately elected in 2016 and that he got help from the Russians. Take a look.
And we've seen Republican after Republican who on January 6th was shocked and calling for investigation and for truth and for reaction and action from Trump. We've seen them bow down to Trump because they want to stay elected and because they're putting their own positions over democracy and over defending the U.S. institution of a legitimate election. Look, I felt that Donald Trump had not been legitimately elected. I thought he'd gotten help from the Russians. But you know what? It would have never occurred to me to take up arms against Donald Trump. That's just not what we do in America. Our weapon of choice is voting, it's democracy, it's the ballot. And so I hope people remember January 6th. You know why? You know how? By registering to vote. By making sure they know where they have to show up to vote. Because there are elections this year, and they are so crucial.
Wow. Amazing. Just amazing, okay? She's sitting here talking about the dangers of pushing election conspiracies while at the same time pushing her own election conspiracy in which she said she felt that Trump was not legitimately elected in 2016 and that he got help from the Russians. So I just want to make this clear. What she said is false about Trump not being legitimately elected in 2016. Trump was legitimately elected in 2016, first and foremost. But ain't it amazing how her conspiracies are good, right? My conspiracies are good. Their conspiracies are bad. I'm cool with pushing my own conspiracies, even if they're not really grounded in reality or facts. However, again, their conspiracies are bad. They're insurrectionists. I'm not, right? I'm not. Okay, that's literally how these people think. And let's address the whole Russia thing real quick. Because what she's doing here is that she's pushing the whole Russiagate thing, right? She's pushing the idea that Trump and Russia colluded together to try to win in 2016, right? That's what she's pushing, okay? Because she didn't really go into detail to explain exactly what she's talking about in terms of how Russia helped Trump win. Because was that Russian interference? Yeah. But it was not Trump and Putin colluding together like the mainstream media tries to make people think, right? All it was is that Russia ran some social media campaigns that were kind of pro-Trump. That's what it was for the most part, okay? Allegedly. But there's no proof that whatever campaign the Russians were running actually swayed the outcome of the election. There's no proof of that whatsoever, okay? No proof. But sitting here saying that you don't think Trump was legitimately elected in 2016 and that you think that he got help from the Russians, that is a conspiracy theory. That is an election conspiracy theory. The same thing you're sitting on TV trying to convince people is so dangerous, you are pushing yourself. But at the same time, they'll tell you, because of election conspiracies, democracy is under attack, right? Democracy is under attack. Again, while at the same time pushing her own election conspiracy, or put it this way, it's under attack because the election had the outcome that she didn't want, right? The election has the outcome that she don't want. Democracy is under attack. Like, that's what they're saying for 2022 and 2024. Democracy is under attack because we think we're going to lose, right? We think we're going to lose. So guys, democracy is under attack. Okay. We're not losing because our guy, Joe Biden, has done such a bad job running this country. That's not why we're losing, guys. We're losing because democracy is under attack. This is what these people are saying. This is what they're saying. This is the conspiracy that they're pushing, right? So I want you guys to understand, these people have no problems pushing election conspiracies. Zero, right? They have zero problems pushing it. But at the same time, they'll tell you how dangerous election conspiracies are and how election conspiracies in and of themselves are threats to democracy, while at the same time, again, pushing their own election conspiracies. It's funny how that works. And her excuse for why it's okay for her to say that is that, well, I would never take up arms against the government, right? We don't do that here in America. But guys, this is the same person that supports Black Lives Matter. You openly support Black Lives Matter. Openly support Black Lives Matter. That literally, during 2020, took up arms against the government, right? That's what they did. They literally went into the streets. Some people had weapons, some people didn't. But they went into the streets and destroyed communities, looted stores. People lost their lives, and they did this for months on end because they were opposed to actions that they perceived were wrong by the government. And you supported it. You didn't speak out against it. You didn't say this is wrong. You didn't say this is not the right way, that we have to vote. That's what we needed to know. You didn't say that. You remained silent or you supported it. That's what you did. Just like everybody on that panel. And this is why when these people come out here and talk about January 6th, I can't take them serious. Because, again, one, they're pushing their own election conspiracies, right? Pretending like there weren't protests and riots when Trump got elected. There was, right? Also, on top of that, they're pretending like the left doesn't resort to political violence when they don't get their way, right? The right does that one time where conservatives do something that I've objectively said is wrong. Okay, I have enough cojones to just say, hey, yeah, that was wrong, right? But with that being said, I mean, there's still actual real questions about what actually happened that day, right? What happened that day, we don't actually have all the answers to that yet. But they pointed at one thing and tried to act like, oh, this is the end of democracy. That these people are so bad that I don't know where this comes from in America. We've never seen this before. Again, these same people, these same exact people, again, pushing their own elections conspiracies and actively supported a movement in which we saw violence and destruction take place across the country in major cities over protesting the government, right? Protesting the government. Same exact thing. Except I can argue, and I have argued, it was worse. It was much worse, right? Just objectively speaking. I mean, if you look at any type of metrics in regards to damages, lives lost, long-term impact, yeah, those was much worse. But she's sitting here trying to act like, oh, no, my side, which I'm considering her side to be the left because she's a liberal Republican. Because at this point, she's really just a Republican in name only, right? And I really don't even like using that term like that. But, I mean, she really is just a Republican in name only. She was cool with all that, right? For whatever reason, they just ignore that as if that never happened. That never happened. My side, we never protest against the government. We never resort to violence against actions that we don't like from the government, right? When we feel like we've been screwed over. They never do that. I don't know where they got this from, right? This isn't America. Again, this is why these people are a joke. This is why they're a joke. If they came out here and they just called it straight and just said, hey, both events were wrong, but we need to talk more about what happened a couple years ago. We're going to sit here and have a conversation about political violence. If she actually came out there and said that, I would have major respect, right? I would have major respect for any liberal news anchor that will come out here and just call it straight. But none of them will. They won't. But they'll sit here and try to convince people that January 6th, we've never seen anything like it. Right? Unprecedented stuff. Okay? That's what they'll do. Again, while at the same time pushing their own election conspiracies. While talking about how dangerous it is to push election conspiracies. Again, these people are a joke. They're a joke. They're a joke. And this right here, I had to address it because it to me is a prime example of why you should not take any of these people seriously, right? At all. They're simply not serious people. They're not. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.